Like you mentioned, Melanie, try and really focus on getting these 3 points here, especially in a tough conference play where Utah Valley is in a prime position as they host this tournament to try and get some sort of decent seed heading into the final home stretch in the last month or so of this conference play.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that they kind of are in this situation of not being in a too good a place, but on the brighter note, they do have a few games ahead of them. They do have that fresh start from Chicago State of putting everything away and being like, we got this, we're capable of this. Let's show that we're the defending WAC champions, and we're going to come and show it on our home field this upcoming November.
Good. Thank you for tuning in to us here on this Friday evening, wherever and however you may be. WAC Sports Digital Network, GoUVU, WolverineGreen.com, various ways, even on our social media accounts as well. It's good to have you with us. RoadRunners now trying to start things off offensively, swinging this one into the box, and this one is shot wide, rolls all the way towards the end line, and just before it touches, Utah Valley will collect and gather and try and flick this one upfield. Cal State University Bakersfield, the runners send this one in well over Sarah Davis's head. Nothing doing for her.
Not that dangerous of a shot, but a good look, especially in the beginning minutes of the game, of kind of sending it towards goal and showing UVU that they're fighting. They're going to send in those shots, and they're going to do anything they can to get it in the back of the net. So UVU needs to acknowledge that and kind of put that pressure on them and close down that space to prevent those faraway shots.
Hannah Bruce flings this one outside. Lots of heavy defense by Ariana Harvey, the junior. Being pressured on Hannah Bruce. Another throw in. This one will be a runner ball. Temperatures have been very cool here in Utah this past week. Morning temperatures into the mid to high 30s, and tonight that temperature is supposed to dip between that as well, sometime around halftime later in that second half. So not as comfortable conditions for the runners coming from Bakersfield, a very warm place, if I do say so myself. Runners win a free kick. Sophie Freeman, the junior for the runners, has the right away. Freeman sizes it up, lets it fly towards the box, and this one headed away. Lindley Brown does it for the Wolverines. Lexi Peterson dances along that end line. Again, Harvey coming up strong with that defense, and Hannah Bruce elects to kick this one out with the toe. That's going to be a matchup to keep our eyes on throughout the remainder of this match tonight. Harvey and Bruce, very similar. Their engines never stop. High motors, very quick and athletic.
It's going to be an exciting matchup as it's just getting started, too, and you can already see that aggression and that feistiness coming from both of them.
Lakin Flinders gathers it for Utah Valley. The right boot trying to find Lexi Peterson. Peterson with the collision. She goes down. And she wins a free kick for Utah Valley. Referee Karen Apt has made two very firm calls, and in those calls she has stared both head coaches right in the eye just to make her presence known. Yeah, Utah Valley with the free kick. Sullivan sent this one to the far side of the box. Headed down by Bakersfield. And this one shot too far away from Harvey. Amina Settles shrugs her shoulders, kind of say, my bad, towards her teammates, knowing that she could have had some sort of opportunity for a counterattack to try and catch that Wolverine defense on their heels. Utah Valley comes into this matchup winning 8 of their last 10 games between the RoadRunners. Collister using that speed, her trademark, gathers the ball. It now sprints towards the end line, has a move, and this one deflected out. Will be a corner kick for Utah Valley.
I love seeing that from Sarah Collister. That is exactly what you said, one of her trademarks, and it's been something that we haven't really seen lately. So for her to turn on her speed like that, get end line, and look for the slot is perfect.
First corner kick for either squad, and the Wolverines set up on the far post. This one swinging towards the top of the box. Britt headed down and kicked away from goal. Looked like Brianna McCarter was the first one to get her head on it, put it down in the danger zone. And Bakersfield with a team effort to clean that one up. Here comes Harvey on a dead sprint into Utah Valley territory. And tees one up. And well high was Amina Settles. And looked like it might have taken a deflection, the referee might say. And Karen Apt elects to say that it was deflected off of Utah Valley. So back-to-back corners, one for Utah Valley, and now for the Runners, going from end to end. In the 9th minute here at Klein Field in Orem, Utah. Bakersfield looking to strike first. Sent it towards the near post, headed away by Utah Valley. Not far enough as that one sails high, well above Sarah Davis. Senior Sarah Davis, who started that game against Chicago State last week, saw a clean sheet come across the board and gets the confidence in the nod for head coach Chris LeMay tonight.
It's especially fun for Sarah Davis, as we saw at the beginning of the game that her family is here, clear from Hawaii, being here for her, cheering her on, celebrating with her, and that is just a moment that you cherish forever.
Aloha to all of our family out there in the 808. Sarah Collister loses the ball and then gets her hand caught in the cookie jar right afterwards. A little too much physicality, says the head official. The field looking a little bit slick out there. There has been some rain so far this week, and I know they do like to water the grass before game time. That last ball from Bakersfield hopped and skipped over virtually every possible player from either team. Hannah Bruce for the Wolverines. Intercepted by Harvey. Very uncharacteristic of Hannah Bruce.
Yeah, one of the few missed passes that you see Hannah Bruce take. Maybe holding on to it a little too long, having Bakersfield close down that space.
A nice turn. Bakersfield trying to capitalize on a good move. Deflected out by Utah Valley. Still in Utah Valley territory, however. And the Runners with Harvey on the near side. Harvey trying to shake Bruce. Harvey goes down to the end line, kicks it, and deflects right off of Hannah Bruce. It will be another. Looks like they are awarding that another corner kick for the Runners. So far, that is the Runners' second corner kick early on in the 12 minutes of this first half. This one swung out. Bodies collide in the air and finally kicked away by Utah Valley. Sarah Collister with that blazing speed gets brought down. No whistle called. Much to the dismay of head coach Chris LeMay, Harvey lets that one slip right underneath her cleat. Both teams still in transition. Hannah Bruce trying to capitalize. Madeline Moore. Lexi Peterson trying to get ahead on it. And that one deflected off of the Runners. Jensen was the one who last touched it. Hannah Bruce trying to find a gray shirt, making a move. Amber Tripp and Harvey with another foot on it. Breema Carter using that body to position. Trying to keep it in play. And another throw in for Utah Valley.
A great job by Breema Carter using her body, using her strength, and moving the ball up more and more up the field for those throw-ins.
Hannah Bruce on the ground this time to Amber Tripp. Hannah Bruce with a nice fake to go to her left with the left boot. Trying to find Sarah Collister. High kicked out of there by the runners. Lisa Stowe trying to track it down. Keeps it in play. Lindley Brown now for Utah Valley. Right by the logo, past midfield into Roadrunner territory. This one flicked up in the air by Breema Carter. Lexi Peterson trying to get ahead on it. Empty goal, Lexi Peterson, and a shot. My goodness, a wonder goal for the senior. Golazo, Lexi Peterson.
What a beautiful goal by Lexi Peterson. One of the probably her best memories of college soccer right there, of Breema Carter doing a great head flick, getting anything up past her, and then Lexi Peterson with the nice little head flick as well with the 90-degree angle shot right into the side of the goal. So perfect.
That's a goal that you would only dream of if you're playing FIFA, let alone in real life.
Another look at the goal right here.
She heads it down, creates her space, has time, and the impossible angle she makes possible. Just a wonderful goal, absolute gem of a strike. Lexi Peterson, take a bow. And Utah Valley looking like they want some more. Lindley Brown being credited with the assist, as well as Breema Carter. That was just a beautiful run up by the Wolverines. And again, Lexi Peterson injured last year, and she take that red shirt. Now, again, a red shirt senior this year, trying to still provide that leadership that she has on the bench, on the pitch as well. And she showed a lot of composure that a lot of these younglings can learn from in that situation.
She is definitely a player and a role model that as a freshman or any age group you want to look up to and you want to be like her. She is so encouraging. We've referred her as the Energizer Bunny before. She brings that energy, she brings that excitement, and will work and work until it pays off.
Another great pass. Sarah Collister, she has some numbers. Sarah Collister going towards the box, lays it off for Brianna McCarter. Brianna McCarter with the back heel flip, trying to find Lisa Stowe. A clean takedown, says the head official. Still in play for Utah Valley, however. Ball swung towards the outside. Lexi Peterson, she's smelling number 2. That one trickled too far and out of play. It looks like it might have taken a deflection. And I believe it did, and head official Karen Apt saying that it did touch a runner last before heading out of play. So Utah Valley, another dangerous opportunity to tack on another. Looks like Sullivan will do the honors for Utah Valley. She lays this one on the ground this time, trying to sneak it past the wall. Sarah Collister, the intended target. Still stays in Wolverine possession. Brianna McCarter creates space, and she has a shot on goal, a one-hopper, gobbled up by Cass Timken. Now, you know just as well as everybody, Melanie, goals are contagious. And once you have that confidence of getting that first goal out of the way, the other teammates just gain that momentum, and just if they see an opening, they just pull the trigger, especially somebody like Brianna McCarter.
They are, and you can see it here. UVU already upping their amounts of attacks on the goal and their shots on goal, and it's exactly what you said. It comes from that goal. The 5 minutes after goals are the most dangerous time for either team. It gives the in this case, UVU, it gives them that energy they need and that excitement to up their game and increase their amount of play. And it can come right back to UVU with Bakersfield wanting it and UVU getting a little too comfortable and sending it down UVU's throat. So it's an exciting time of the game. It's very crucial, those 5 minutes of who's going to settle back into the game and who's going to itch for another goal.
18th minute here in Orem, Utah, just south of Salt Lake City for those who might not exactly know where it is on the map, about 35 miles south of Salt Lake City, nestled in the Wasatch Front. A little bit chilly here in the October evening, but Lexi Peterson warming things up for the Wolverines on the pitch with an absolute wonder goal in the 12th minute, almost an impossible angle. And she is what separates the two squads at the moment. Sarah Collister. Physical play from Harvey. And she wins a free kick for Utah Valley. Hannah Bruce gives way. Sullivan. Harvey seems to have Hannah Bruce's numbers so far in this first half.
She does. It's one of those matchups where you wonder if the players have heard of her. The coach has warned her about Hannah, of the type of matchup it's going to be. And Harvey came in with knowing that and was going to give it right back to Hannah.
Brima Carter with the flick, sends this one towards goal, trying to have her own shot, her own golazo, like Lexi Peterson, barely scrapes by the post. And head official Karen Apt is having a discussion, looked like, I believe, with Caitlin Gotchin in the box, and another corner kick for Utah Valley.
That's another great thing about UVU's attempts of scoring is they've shot, and they've ended up getting those deflections, resulting in these dangerous corner kicks.
Lakin Flinters, This one headed up, Lexi Peterson. Brianna McCarter, ball still on the ground, eventually kicked back towards Hannah Bruce for Utah Valley. Lakin Peterson. Lisa Stowe now. In a 1v4 situation, Bakersfield trying to take on all Wolverine defenders. Looked like Amina Settles trying to do what she can to help her squad get back into this. 20th minute. Brianna McCarter cannot get there before that ball goes out of play. It will be a runner throw. Moore. Sullivan. Brown. Back to Sullivan. Flinders. This is a much more composed Utah Valley team than we've seen in games past. And you can tell what head coach Chris LeMay has been doing and focusing on in practice. Brianna McCarter posting up. Clever flick, nice give and take here. Utah Valley working it in the box, sent towards the goal. Sarah Collister almost there for the rebound. Brianna McCarter, that's twice in the last two possessions by Utah Valley. McCarter has almost put that one in the back of the net.
We have gotten the corners, which is always so nice, but both on that far post, the deflection right there on the far post. I'd like to see UVU, Sarah Collister, their attacking mid, do something to be there for Bree McCarter to get the garbage off her shot.
Collister with an opportunity. And another corner will be the fourth corner kick for the Wolverines in this first half. Not even in the 25th minute yet. Just barely flirting with the 22nd. Utah Valley, you can tell that they mean business. Tonight, it's their first home game in a long time. And again, the home stretch coming up towards the end of the season. They know that they're hosting, and they want to secure that good seed in that tournament. Ball bouncing around inside the box. Gray jerseys flying all over. Ball still out, and eventually kicked away, but right back to Collister. This one swung back in the box. Sullivan, I beg your pardon, for Utah Valley. Now Lisa Stowe sends this one back towards the box. Lakin Flinders. Brianna McCarter. McCarter thought about putting a shot. It looked like her cleat got stuck in the turf. Now here's Hannah Bruce. '24th minute. Thank you again for joining us here on the WAC Sports Digital Network. WolverineGreen.com, GoUVU.com. Brandon Crow alongside Melanie Osler. The beautiful, crisp fall evening here in Orem, Utah. Utah Valley on top of Cal State University Bakersfield. 1-0 thanks to Lexi Peterson's wonder goal in the 12th minute. Solid defending as usual by Lindley Brown. Couldn't clear it out like she wanted to, however. And this will be a runner throw-in. And looks like Harvey will be doing the honors. Taking her time towards the end line. And the runners, nice deflection off of Utah Valley to earn themselves their third corner kick. Hand is up from the corner. And this one overshoots everybody. Melcia trying to have that right foot boot deflected by Utah Valley. Lisa Stowe on a dead sprint. Deflects it enough. Not quite enough, however, to get to Sarah Collister. Amber Tripp. Collister trying to split the defense. Stowe there to help. Lindley Brown steps in and gets a toe on it. And Moore will corral it at the logo. Hannah Bruce gets a boot on it. Lexi Peterson has plenty of space. Takes her time. Bakersfield, solid job at defending. And the ball will nestle itself back into the Utah Valley defense. Utah Valley now going to send in a couple subs, the first subs of the game. Looks like Whitney Paskins and Sadie Brockbank, the Women's Soccer Hall of Fame inductee of this last week, the first ever Wolverine to score 4 goals in a single match against anybody. And she did it last week against Chicago State, 4 of the 6.
Yeah, these are going to be 2 very exciting, crucial subs in for UVU, both leading scorers on the UVU team. Sadie pulling the lead with her 4 goals against Chicago State, and Whitney Paskins right behind her as number 2. They're exciting. They're game changers. They're the 2 players who really know how to take the risk of getting that inch of space and sending it towards the net.
And it looks like Bakersfield will be sending in a substitute of their own. Claire Nelson set the check in with that captain's armband. And Bree McCarter and Lexi Peterson check out for the Wolverines. And as Nelson comes in for the runners, Evelyn Daly will check out and take a quick breather. All in the meantime, the runners do have a corner kick. And they swing this one in. Sarah Davis comes out to get a punch on it. Swung back in towards goal. A little too far, a little too wide. And Davis elects to get this one restarted very quickly. Paskins trying to get her first action from Hannah Bruce, a little bit too far. As you see Chris LeMay trying to tell Hannah Bruce, encourage her just to slow down a little bit and have some more patience. And this one will stay. Sadie Brockbank trying to keep that ball in play for Utah Valley. Kaylin Gotchin has some other ideas. And eventually this one goes off of Paskins and the Wolverines for a runner throw-in. And Shane Nevarez will come in for Esther Toth at the next available moment for the runners. Paskins, nice header. Finds Sadie Brockbank. Lakin Flinders now in the heart of that Wolverine logo. Back to Stowe. Nice idea, nice touch from Collister. Again, that burst of speed. Cuts it back. Thought about going towards the end line. Instead goes back towards the corner. A more solid defensive play by the runners. Flag is up. Hannah Bruce had her own flag with her arm raising and sprinting in the same motion. She probably went about 15, 20 yards before the whistle blew. Gave a quick glance back over at the side official. Just want to make sure that she saw the same thing.
At least Hannah Bruce was still running with the call and not stopping.
Very true. Again, if you're just now joining us, Lexi Peterson for Utah Valley with an absolute amazing strike is what separates us. And there goes Sadie Brockbank doing Sadie Brockbank things. Quick turn and fire.
She is the player that you ultimately have to be touch tight on her, because if you give her an inch to make that turn, if you give her an inch to get a toe on it to send it towards goal, she will. And we saw against Chicago State, they're rockets, and more times than not, they will go in.
Big booming kick. Cass Timken. Brockbank. Nice turn by Amber Tripp. Lakin Flinders. Nice touch pass. Nobody home, however, for the finish. And Bakersfield looking for some numbers. Sabrina Delgado. 31st minute. Nelson now. And this one touches off of Harvey. Wolverine throw. Bruce with the two hands above head, continuing to look for a teammate. Now finds Paskins. That ball sailing out of play. And a quick return throw in coming for the runners. Lindley Brown with the man on. Hannah Bruce, it's a spin cycle on the floor. This one now in Utah Valley's possession. Lisa Stowe sprinting down the right-hand side of the pitch. Up the field to Sarah Collister. Collister uses her speed. Going 1v1 with Salgado. Sends this one in just off of the side netting. Another senior in that same similar position as Lexi Peterson is Sarah Collister. Both got injured last year she was awarded another year of eligibility. And you can tell she's fighting with every sprint to make sure she leaves it all out there on the pitch.
It is definitely something that they naturally have that fire in them, having their senior year, their supposedly senior year taken away from them, ripped away from them, and them giving that another chance and that excitement that comes with that another chance to play another year at UVU and on this beautiful home field. And you can see it. It is one of the seniors from the very beginning of the season. They just want to leave it all out there, leaving no regrets, giving their all to their teammates.
Moore being harassed by Sabrina Delgado. Hands on each other, this one in favor of the Wolverines. Lincoln Flinders now to Moore. Nice dispossession by the Runners. And the Runners have more blue shirts now in Utah Valley territory. And this one just passes through. Intended target was Amina Settles. Davis comes to the near side, Hannah Bruce. 34th minute. Bruce trying to find Sadie Brockbank. Brockbank leaning the wrong way. Nelson, now Harvey for Bakersfield. Team effort by the Wolverines wins this possession back. Now Lindley Brown for Utah Valley. Moore, back to Brown. And Davis for the reset. Sadie Brockbank chests this one down towards herself. Now comes to the near side, Whitney Paskins. Paskins head on a swivel looking for an open teammate. Trying to slide it towards Lincoln Flinders, intercepted by the Runners. Runners possession just past midfield. Flag stays down. Sarah Davis comes up to kick it. Delgado with the turn. Slide pass to Harvey. Harvey and Paskins now dueling it out. And Bruce flicks this one upfield. It bounces over the head of Jensen. Jensen to Brockbank now. And Paskins comes in as a cavalry. Amber Tripp slides a pass too far from Lincoln Flinders. And now Nelson finds it again for Bakersfield. Too far away from Hannah Bruce and too fast for Harvey to catch up with. And that will be a goal kick for Utah Valley. Amina Settles will take a break. Gets a high five from her head coach, Sebastian Vecchio. And I will say, I do like his style. For those who cannot see him at home, he is coaching two hands behind his back, and he has a lollipop in his mouth. Maybe it might help calm some nerves. Each coach is different. Some coaches like to chew gum. Some coaches like to itch a beard.
I'm sure the refs appreciate the lollipop in his mouth as well.
As long as he has a couple to give out. Instead of giving out yellow cards, they should give out some lollipops. Utah Valley again with another couple substitutions in the wing. Come the next opportune moment. As we enter now the 37th minute. Utah Valley still on top 1-0 thanks to Lexi Peterson's amazing strike, which I'm sure you'll see all over the social webs. Hashtag WAC Top Play nominee. Harvey going 1v1 against Bruce down that end line. Harvey, she creates the space. Harvey penetrating this one in towards the box right in front of Sarah Davis. Defenders everywhere, and then this one kicks ultimately up and out of play. Solid team defense by Utah Valley, keeping that clean sheet so far. And Sarah Davis says mahalo to her teammates.
The ultimate team defense right there. You could see maybe 3 or 4 different members of the UVU team throwing their body, stopping the shot, keeping their foot right in front of the ball, preventing that from going in the back of the net.
And a corner kick for the Runners in the 38th minute. In swinger. Headed down, and this one trickles into the box. And the referee calls this one off. Whistle is blown. I didn't see any hand signals as to exactly what happened. But ultimately, head referee Karen Apt elects to call this one off, and it will be a goal kick instead for Utah Valley. There's quite a bit of hesitation. Both teams thought that was definitely a goal. Bakersfield started to celebrate, and then that was quickly overturned. Looks like somebody interfered with Sarah Davis, a little goalie interference.
UVU definitely saved by the whistle on that one. Having another chance to get back in their groove, get back in the attack, and hold the 1-0 lead.
Sarah Collister and Amber Tripp take a seat into the game now for Utah Valley. Brianna Hatch and Juliana Carter. Moore keeps this one in play. Nice left boot. She's trying to go upfield. She finds Sadie Brockbank, who keeps her footing. Sadie Brockbank goes back to Hannah Bruce. Now Sullivan. The right boot to Lindley Brown. Lindley Brown trying to find Lisa Stowe. Great touch by Lisa Stowe to keep that in front of her. That ball had some pace and some direction on it. Sullivan on the ground to Paskins. Paskins sees an opening and she goes for it. A little bit too fast, however, was that ball moving. Now Harvey and Bakersfield have an opportunity. Try and get some possession. And Madeline Moore will dispossess for Utah Valley. As we enter the 40th minute, about 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Juliana Carter on the fall sprint on the right side. Now Brianna Hatch sees her first touch, and she's going to have an opportunity and a go. Brianna Hatch with the left boot. Right at Cass Timken. Heavy collision. Ball still in play. Madeline Moore now for Utah Valley. Hannah Bruce having a word with the officials here. She limps towards the near side. And it takes a lot for Hannah Bruce to grimace. And that was a vicious collision. Hannah Bruce, what looked like took every ounce of her strength and energy to make that pass. Settles back in towards her defensive spot. Now Lisa Stowe sees an opportunity, trying to chip in. Again, right at Timken.
UVU knocking on the door with that. They're moving the ball very well, and I love their one-touch, two-touch play that you can see that just happened up to Juliana Carter and one touch right back to Lisa to give a rocket of a shot.
Hannah Bruce back to Sarah Davis. They have Sullivan and Brown. On either side, she elects to go to Brown. Now back to Bruce. And a sloppy giveaway for Utah Valley, but is quickly earned right back to redeem herself. Sabrina Delgado dispossesses for Bakersfield. Sullivan with the man on, goes back to Davis. And back to Sullivan. 42nd minute in the first half. Sadie Brockbank has a couple gray shirts in front of her. just past Juliana Carter. And a flurry of Wolverines get their feet on it. Sullivan kicks it back and finds the feet of Whitney Paskins miraculously. And here's a Wolverine opportunity. Juliana Carter going in between 5 defenders. Now Whitney Paskins cuts to her left, trying to swing this one back towards the box. Whitney Paskins on the ground and kicked. Looks like what's still in play. Whitney Paskins will let it fall out. It'll be a heavy throw in for the Wolverines. Paskins going to Brockbank. Brockbank posted up deep in the box, trying to find an area, an opportunity to turn her more dispossessed. Moore keeps it in play for Utah Valley. Comes back to Hannah Bruce now. And this one taken away by the runners. 43rd minute. As Budo Field. Good build-up play for the runners. And Lindley Brown comes in to disrupt Tori Vanderhoff. Jensen steps it up for the runners. Delgado going towards that corner. Swings this one back in. Sarah Davis comes out. Nobody home to push that one back towards goal for the runners. Now Paskins steps out and will be a runner throw. And in the final minutes here of the first half, what looks could be one of the final substitutions coming into the game for the runners. Ashley Waymeyer for Harvey. Harvey, a well-deserved break after everything she did in that first half. Utah Valley trying to tack on another before the time expires. Nelson. Waymeyer. Nelson with the left boot. Nice stop from from Sullivan. Winnie Paskins now. Utah Valley will let that one take up as much time as they need. Still kept in play. Waymeyer finally coming up for the runners to make some sort of effort on it. Kicks it back towards Davis. Davis will take her time. Now back to Sullivan. Jensen. And that's how the first half will end here in Orem, Utah. Clydefield. Lexi Peterson, the goal that will be talked about for quite some time. In her senior night, she strikes first and gives Utah Valley the 1-0 lead at the break. Melanie, there was a lot of aggression by both squads early on, and you saw it kind of fizzle out towards the middle half of that first period. And now towards that end, it looked to be all Utah Valley at the end there.
Yeah, UVU is doing a great job at managing that pressure, managing the aggression that's coming after them. And they overall played a very well first half, a very good first half. It's a matter of if they can finish. I hate saying it, but someone has to say it. They've had more games than not where they have this lead and it sneaks right past them. So if they could finish strong, keep playing the game that they've been playing this first half for the whole game, they'll be set.
Well, Utah Valley goes into the break with that 1-goal lead, and we'll take a quick break of our own here in Orem, Utah. At the half, Utah Valley 1, University of Bakersfield 0.
looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool, too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Nice.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you.
Place for you at UVU.
Place to engage,
To rise.
to succeed.
To become.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go? South front.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life.
No matter your interests.
From award-winning music
to acting.
To theater programs.
There's a place for you.
A place for you.
A place for you at UVU. A place to engage.
To rise.
To succeed.
To become.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender. Or the color of your skin. Or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
What is it about the car shopping experience at Murdoch Hyundai that has everyone talking? Maybe it's the safety inspections or the car washes for life. It could be the price match guarantee, or maybe it's just the way you're treated. Come fall in love in Linden, Logan, and Murray at Murdoch Hyundai. Your no regrets dealer.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests,
From award-winning business
and STEM to performing arts programs, there's a place for you. A place for you.
a place for you at UVU
A place to engage, to rise,
to succeed.
to become.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Well, that horn signals everybody to get back out towards the pitch as Utah Valley, with that 1-goal lead, will step out here to try and defend the next 45 minutes and keep that clean score sheet on the board. Brandon Crow alongside Melanie Osler with you on this beautifully crisp fall evening here in Orem, Utah. Klein Field, to be exact, on the campus of Utah Valley University. Wax Sports Digital Network. Excuse me, it's getting a little bit too cold. My mouth can't even open anymore. That halftime standstill. Now we know why all those players do those jumping jacks in the halftime at the break. Utah Valley was very dominant, very creative on the offensive side. Something that honestly has been a little bit lacking, for lack of a better phrase, for this squad. I mean, when you look at the score sheet and you see 6 goals last week, you're like, how can they be lacking? But up until that point, it wasn't a very common thing to see Utah Valley put more than 1, maybe 2 goals up on the sheet.
They have been lacking it, and they've been missing it so much. And so it is nice to see this creative play, moving the ball around, doing different things, keeping it so that Bakersfield can't predict what's going to happen next. And that is some great play of soccer, and I think that's what Chris LeMay has been expecting this whole season. He knew it in the back of his head that it was coming, putting his team through hard, strong defensive lines of getting the ball in the back of the net for them, and really proven to us that he knew what he was doing and he was getting them ready for WAC play. And now during WAC play, we're seeing it. They're doing the creative plays and they're playing very well.
Again, if you're just joining us, Utah Valley in their gray and green trim jerseys, and Bakersfield in their blue and yellow, and it looks like Utah Valley has a player down on the far side. I can't tell if that's Sullivan or not, or if it looks like it's Hannah Bruce, and we know Hannah had a heavy collision earlier in that first half, and she was limping, and I don't know if that's a residual effect or if that's another one in addition to the earlier injury. But Hannah Bruce, resilient iron horse, and it takes a lot to get that girl down.
Even if she's in lots of pain and if it's hanging there bugging her the whole game, she will not let it show. She'll keep pushing through it, and she'll be playing that tough defense that we know that she's plays all the time.
One of the highs for the runners in that first half, you had to tip your cap on the defensive side, particularly on the back two of Kennica Jensen and Ariana Harvey. Those two had every game plan memorized, it looked like, coming into this game about Utah Valley. Harvey was 1v1 and locking down Hannah Bruce, which is something very hard to do coming from the reigning all-WAC team player from last year. And Harvey definitely doing her team a solid tonight by sticking to it with 17 for Utah Valley, as there she is with the ball. Her and Jansen locking down now on what is the right side for Bakersfield. Utah Valley going from left to right as we see it and you see it. And right to left are the runners. Brianna McCarter trying to take on 2 to 3 runner defenders. And this one will be a Utah Valley Wolverine throwing from the far side. Hannah Bruce, who did the majority of the sideline throwers. And Bruce. And a poor giveaway by Utah Valley.
Is that better, or is the ones that are like
Lindley Brown.
It's like looks like a lamb that shits it out? Is that?
Lindley Brown does well to cut off the would-be runner counterattack. Gets it back toward Utah Valley possession. Hannah Bruce now upfield. One-touch football now from the Wolverines. Amber Tripp trying to find Brandon McCarter again. Not enough oomph on that pass. Now on the near side. Here is Bakersfield. Shea Nevarez, one of those late substitutions in that first half. staying on the pitch. This one swinging towards Sarah Davis, and before Sarah Davis could get a touch on it, booted up in the air by Sullivan. And it will be a throw-in by Bakersfield. And let's see how that moisture affects the rest of this play. I think that's only the second time we've seen a player fall to the ground. Amina Settles still holding on to her leg. Nothing serious as it looks like. Nevares dispossessed by Lisa Stowe. Utah Valley in that first half, Melanie, had 8 shots to Bakersfield's 2. Both teams had 5 corners each, so it wasn't like they were lacking in those set-piece opportunities. A karate kick by Brianna McCarter trying to find Lexi Peterson, the goal scorer. Lakin Flinders, again among the handful of seniors being recognized before tonight's match. Nevares, guarded by Lisa Stowe. That one still stays in play. Lisa Stowe with a nice flick and a reset. And the runners step up and take advantage. Moore. Moore with some blue shirts around her, keeps her composure. Now back to Hannah Bruce. Nice move by Moore. Now Lakin Flinders. Brianna McCarter finds herself with the ball. Now Sarah Collister. Collister penetrates the box, trying to hit the shot in and bounces off the crossbar. From our vantage point, that one had a lot of English on it, bending straight towards goal. If that goal was just a couple inches wide, it would have gone in.
And a beautiful build-up by Utah Valley as well, playing it through the middle. Sarah Collister stretching them out wide, holding her space out wide, where she is the most dangerous with that speed that we talk about. You see here in this replay the little passing between Lakin.
This little slippage from the goalie. Timken slips, went right to McCarter. Sorry, Melanie, to cut you off there. McCarter wanted that one back, I'm sure. A little bit too aggressive off of her touch. And Bakersfield escapes a scary moment there.
UVU's coming. They're showing the second half after the break that they do know that they need to finish this game and that it's going to require every minute, every play to be strong and not relax 1 minute of it.
And it's not really in Coach LeMay, Chris LeMay's attitude or makeup to sit back and pack it in on defense. Even though he does have a lead, he will do what he can, but he still wants to be aggressive.
Exactly. He knows that his team is capable and talented of scoring as many goals, and that's the point of soccer. That's the fun part of soccer, and Coach Chris LeMay is all about that. He wants to make the game as fun as he can, and you can see it in their style of play. You can see it in how he's not packing in defense and just saying, go after it, get those few more goals, secure the win.
Runners now secure themselves a free kick. They send this one in towards the box right at Sarah Davis, who cradles that one. Comes up from the ground with a nice throw to her left-hand side, trying to find Sullivan in full stride, which she does. And Sullivan with a booming kick upfield to Sarah Collister with cradles of space. Sarah Collister on the near side. Lexi Peterson wants goal number 2. Lexi Peterson gets goal number 2. The super senior, 2 super goals on the night. Utah Valley 2-0.
Another great play by UVU. Exactly what we were talking about, right on cue of they're not backing in, they're not sitting back and playing that defense. They're going to bring it, and what a great way to do it. Beautiful build-up by Sarah Collister, using her speed, turning on them, and Lexi Peterson camping out wide in that space that she's able to get that angled shot at.
Lexi Peterson, the super senior, again being honored tonight. You see, when she is successful, the team just erupts how much they love her. I have heard some players, and I'm not sure if you can either confirm nor deny, but they do call her affectionately Mom. As we take another look at this beautiful play, nice touch, takes her composure and her time and bends this one in over Timken's outstretched arms. And here comes Bakersfield with a little run of their own, penetrating into the box. Eventually swung out. Here's Nevada's. Sends this one in and kicked out of play.
Again, the most crucial minutes of the game are those 5 minutes after either team scores. Whoever scores, you can see Bakersfield now having a little fire in their belly of not down 1 goal but 2 now, and really going to try to do their best to fight back.
On the 12th corner kick of the game, 6 apiece. A little flub shot by the Runners, bouncing around the box. The Runners wanting a handball. No whistle is blown. Nevada swings this one in with her left boot. Lakin Flinders gets enough toe on it. She has Sarah Collister. Now Brianna McCarter with the ball. Lays off for Lexi Peterson. Peterson up the field again for McCarter. McCarter down towards the end line. Cuts back to her left. Now goes back to her right. Solid defense now by Bakersfield. Sarah Collister trying to get a foot on it. Last touch by Brianna McCarter will be a goal kick for Bakersfield. Well, last week, Sadie Brockbank for Utah Valley was the WAC Offensive Player of the Week. And I think Utah Valley sending a message. We'll see you, Sadie Brockbank, and this week we're going to raise you Alexi Peterson. Lexi vying for that. 2 goals already on the evening. What a night.
And that's what a team wants most in their team, of not being able to have one player on the WAC Offense Player of the Week, but then the next week have a different player as the WAC Offensive Player of the Week, and that's a very good possibility for senior Lexi Peterson.
Utah Valley now 8 goals in their last 2 matches combined. And if Utah Valley is now finding their offensive form, what a time it is to be catching fire.
Indeed, it is. It's what we've been waiting for. It's so good to see their shots and their creativity pay off.
Runners trying to find some offensive magic on their own. This one, last touch by the Runners, will be a Wolverine throw. And coming back into the game at the next opportune moment, another captain's armband wearer, Claire Nelson for the Runners. Moore, Sullivan, Lindley Brown. Nice foot on the ball, dispossession. Amina settles, dispossessed on the other end by Hannah Bruce. Hannah Bruce stumbles to get up. Here's Sarah Collister for Utah Valley. Sarah Collister penetrates the box, sprinting towards that end line, swings it on the far post, trying to find it was Bree McCarter. And Bree McCarter, like Tarzan on a vine, swinging in, just barely misses the header. '58th minute now here in Orem, Clyde Field. Lindley Brown for Utah Valley. Now Lisa Stowe. Nevada's right in front of her. And some more blue shirts and yellow shorts trying to come to Nevada's aid. Amber Tripp past the midfield logo. Trying to find Brianna McCarter too fast. Off of McCarter's back, up in the air. Amber Tripp trying to get the ball, instead kicks Delgado's back. Delgado continues to run. Sarah Davis comes all the way out from her goalkeeper spot. Sarah Collister with enough touch to get it to Tripp. Tripp swinging it up, trying to find McCarter. And Lexi Peterson looking for a hat trick on the far side coming up. As we approach nearly the hour mark here at Clyde Field. Utah Valley with a 2-goal lead. Both goals coming from Lexi Peterson. Yes, you heard that right, Lexi Peterson, the goal scorer both times tonight on the evening. First goal coming in the 12th and the second in the 53rd. Sophie Freeman will take a breather for Bakersfield. And Claire Nelson checks back in wearing that captain's armband. Prima Carter gets enough deflection on it. Sarah Collister has it. And that one bounces off of her and will go out of play for a goal kick for the Runners. Looks like Bakersfield will make a goalie substitution at the next opportune moment. Tipkin will get a break. And it looks like Lucy Gomez will be the one to replace her. So Lucy Gomez comes in to replace Cass Timken. And for the Utah Valley coming into the match, Haley Atwater for Amber Tripp.
My fellow Davis Dart, who has been an exciting addition, another one of the few strong freshmen on the UVU squad who's come in and gained her playing time for a good reason.
Peterson, Flinders. Lindley Brown. Goes to the near side. Sarah Collister with a nice box out. Lisa Stowe in full sprint. Lisa Stowe. This one towards the box. Kicked up by Bakersfield. Lisa Stowe has it. Thought about the one time. Instead goes back to Collister. Collister cuts back to her left. In the box. A throw in for Utah Valley. Right in front of their own bench. Lisa Stowe. And Collister again. Creating danger and havoc in the box. And Lucy Gomez comes out from her goalkeeper spot to get her first action. A nice aggressive play by the goalkeeper. We approach the 63rd minute here at Clyde Field in Orem, Utah. Collister trying to let that one play through. This one falls all the way back to Lisa Stowe for Utah Valley. Lexi Peterson, the good touch, trying to find Brianna McCarter. And this one kicked out of play by Coral Lake. It will be a Wolverine throw-in on the far side. Moore, Lake and Flinders now. Flinders back to Stowe. 64th minute, Utah Valley 2. Or should we say Lexi Peterson 2, Bakersfield 0. Now the Runners have some momentum offensively. Harvey coming up from her spot. Settles. Jostling and battling with Sullivan. And they're going to be given a free kick to the Runners.
A play that definitely could have probably gone either way. If we've seen a closer look, I would maybe think that Bakersfield was holding back Megan a little too aggressively, but again, maybe she saw something different.
Nevertheless, it is an opportunity for Bakersfield to come right back in this game. Utah Valley trying to keep their clean sheet on the board. Bakersfield trying to turn that 0 into a 1 and cut that deficit in half. Head referee Karen Apt having some words in the box in Nelson and McCarter's direction. And here's the kick. Sent in towards the near post, punched out by Sarah Davis. And Utah Valley with their numbers, trying to get back with Lake and Flinders. On the left-hand side, Lake and Flinders. She's burning upfield. Has Hannah Bruce to her left. Flinders trying to play the through ball to Sarah Collister. And Lexi Peterson gets a foot on it, Madeline Moore. Now Lisa Stowe. Stowe chips it up to Atwater. And a throw in for Utah Valley. And more substitutions for either team. Coming into the game for the Wolverines is Sadie Brockbank yet again. And Juliana Carter. Evelyn Daly will take a seat for Bakersfield. And Sophie Freeman will recheck back in. 66th minute. Utah Valley 2. The Runners 0. Sadie Brockbank with her first touch deep in the box. Sadie Brockbank. And she taps it in. Sadie Brockbank with the finesse. And she gets her 5th goal in 2 games.
They're on fire. They're still bringing it, starting off with a beautiful ball by outside back Lisa Stowe, sending it right in, right behind the defensive line for Sadie to make her run in and sneak it right past the goalie of Cal State Bakersfield.
Sadie Brockbank, a true offensive scorer, offensive mind. And she just does what she does. 4 goals against Chicago State last week. And her minutes of re-entry into the match gets an opportunity, and she slots it through. As we take another look at it, just composure after composure, and slides it right through the diving arms of Lucy Gomez. Touch and finesse, almost Messi-esque.
Pretty close to Messi with how well she controlled that ball with that many defenders right in front of her, taking those small little touches right past the goalie. And also proving how big of a threat she can be off the bench.
Especially when you have Lexi Peterson scoring, Brianna McCarter and Sarah Collister wreaking havoc as well. Lakin Flinders wins the ball back for Utah Valley. And Sophie Freeman is very, very gingerly trying to run on that on her right leg. She keeps going down and holding it after that last collision that she had. Utah Valley, they have 3. Lakin Flinders wants another, cuts back to her left. Hometown crowd wants a foul call. Head referee says play on. Sarah Davis. Now to Lisa Stowe. And it will be a Utah Valley throw-in. And a quick one at that. Deflection goes to the feet of Sadie Brockbank. Sadie Brockbank with the flick. Flag up for Brianna McCarter.
Unfortunate play by Bree McCarter being offsides by a hair, but beautiful play by Sadie Brockbank, taking it again inside, doing that little cheekiness outside foot right in behind the defensive line, almost for a 4th goal. They're hungry. They're going to keep them coming.
And more substitutions set to come in to the match for Chris LeMay and the Wolverines. With a 3-goal cushion and with more deep whack play in the upcoming weeks ahead, trying to get those who haven't had a lot of playing time, as much playing time as they can. Cassidy McCormick, Siri Dahl, and Brianna Hatch check in for Lakin Flinders. Madeline Moore and Sullivan. And coming into the match for the runners, Shea Nevades will take a step off, and Esther Toth will recheck back in. 70th minute, about 20 more minutes left to play. With how intense this game has been so far, it's hard to believe that there's still 20 more minutes left to play. It's very, very textbook, very solid, probably the most complete game that Utah Valley has played up to this point. And this head official, Karen Aft, is going to go over to the side and have a discussion with some of the hometown faithful, some of the Wolverine Den. And even Bakersfield head coach Sebastian Vecchio says they're just fans, let them be.
They're doing their job.
Unless it gets out of hand, then the official would need to step in. And another substitution, Amanda Mangelson set to check in for Utah Valley. Nice turn, Sabrina Delgado. Here's Settles. Empty net for Utah Valley, very dangerous. Settles couldn't quite get there in time. Nelson now for Bakersfield. Sent this one towards the box. Good defensive play to chest that one down by Brianna Hatch. Sadie Brockbank using that speed of hers to elude defenders. And she wins that ball back. Now Brianna McCarter. And the flag is up. Brianna McCarter very hungry. Even though we are a distance away from Brianna McCarter here at the scores table, I could see her big grin and her big smile on that one, knowing she almost got one in. Tori Vanderhoff set to check back in for the runners. Cassidy McCormick in a different role this year than last year. Last year as a true freshman, Cassidy McCormick virtually played every game, started every game in defensive position. And this year come around, lots of changes made by head coach Chris LeMay. Lisa Stowe can't get up to that one as that one goes past the byline. So Mangelson and Vanderhoff checking in for their respective squads in the 72nd minute.
It's interesting what you said about Cassidy McCormick, and it just shows so much. And tells you a lot about this UVU squad of increasing their play, getting so many more talented players, and taking this team and their school to a whole new level of play. And you see that all the time in the collegiate sports is sometimes you may be the star, but it shows that you have to consistently work and work, because the recruiting classes are getting stronger and stronger, and better players and better options for your position are constantly coming in.
In a position like you, where you are coaching at the high school level right now, I'm sure there are times and moments where you say to yourself, even though you're not that far removed from high school, but even in the short time where you have been removed, you say to yourself, what these kids have now, the tools, the assets, the competition, it's grown leaps and bounds since when you were there.
It definitely has. The level of soccer alone in Utah has just increased so much, and it's exactly what you said of their tools and their the opportunities they have to continue their play and to develop their play is increasing tremendously, and Utah is producing a lot of really good young players.
And Bakersfield, coming from California, my home state, no slouch to soccer there. With the beautiful weather, they play all year round, and this roster from both teams coming from all over the place, international, a lot of warm weather teams for Bakersfield. But the competition, especially in the WAC conference, just continues to grow and grow year in and year out.
It's true, and I guess we can take it to the whole next level of women's soccer in general. The sport is growing, the girls want it. It's more exciting year in and year out.
And you can see that at the highest level with the women's national team. We were having a conversation earlier before this, how they have become one of the most dominant forces in women's soccer and in sports in their respective field in general. And they have a huge, passionate fan base. And a lot of these girls that we're seeing right now on the pitch, a lot of these 22 girls and those that are on the bench have grown up watching and idolizing these players. And as they continue to raise their level of competition, so do these players as they aspire to be just like them.
Including one of our very own coaches on the UVU staff, Ashley Hatch.
Utah Valley sends this one back in towards the box. Hannah Bruce. Another rapid-fire shot. Lucy Gomez with the two-handed punch save. An absolute laser by Utah Valley. Like you said, they're bloodthirsty. They want that fourth goal.
They are. It's the soccer that they love to play. It's the excitement. Every team loves to score goals and create that excitement.
Utah Valley with another corner kick. This one is deflected. Still stays in Utah Valley territory now. A whole fleet of runners in dead sprints. Harvey on the near side. Harvey. Lindley Brown. Lindley Brown going upfield. This one dispossessed by Bakersfield. Nelson on the near side. Toth has her own time, her own space. Flag stays down. Toth penetrates the box. Left boot cradled by Sarah Davis. '76th minute here in Orem, Utah, Clyde Field to be exact, on the campus of Utah Valley University. Tonight they recognized and honored the seniors coming into this game. And Lexi Peterson, one of those seniors, has 2 goals. And the other goal from Utah Valley coming from Sadie Brockbank. Sadie Brockbank, the reigning WAC Offensive Player of the Week after scoring 4 goals last week against Chicago State, becoming the first Utah Valley women's soccer player to ever score 4 goals in a game. Brings her goal total to 5 goals in 2 games.
I think that is just what Sadie Brockbank needed, was that breakthrough game of putting those balls in the back of the net and increasing her confidence in her ability and we're seeing it, and I have a feeling in the next coming game she's not going to stop the goal scoring.
More substitutions checking into the match now for both squads. For Bakersfield coming into the match, Anisia Sazivarevic. Lisa Stowe checks out for Utah Valley. Lindley Brown as well. And coming off the pitch for the runners, Ariana Harvey. Rachel Tagatauli checks in for Utah Valley, as well as Marissa Mills. More Wolverines seeing more and more, some of their first minutes of action this whole season. And again, Coach LeMay just wanting to make sure that everybody has experience under their belt come playoff and conference time. Nelson, nice left foot boot. Lots of space on the left-hand side. Utah Valley defense, Whitney Paskins among them. Amanda Mangelson as well. Nelson gets the ball back for the runners just past midfield. Utah Valley striving to keep that clean sheet. And the Roadrunners trying to disrupt that clean sheet, trying to get a couple goals to get right back in this game. Sadie Brockbank trying to break free. Ball deflected off of her. She's become a ball magnet. Even when people try to keep it away from her, it just follows her right back. And she lets this one go out of play. And it will be Utah Valley ball. Utah Valley has possession. Scoreboard clock has stopped ticking, so there will be a whistle most likely to come in the next stoppage of action. Brianna Hatch with the left boot. And again, Lucy Gomez coming up with the clutch save. That's the second time Brianna Hatch has dialed up a long distance connection, but got hung up on at the goalkeeper spot.
You know that Brianna Hatch is anxiously waiting for one of those long-distance shots to go in, and props to Bakersfield in this case, doing what they can to send it out, send it over the goal, getting the touch on it away from goal.
Another ball dangerously in the box. Utah Valley trying to tack on another. Sadie Brockbank among those in the mix. Siri Dahl on the floor. Gets back up for Utah Valley. Nice craftiness by Bakersfield. Nice composure and possession. Sasi Rabic. Juliana Carter wins that one back for Utah Valley. Clock is back ticking, 81st minute. The issue of the clock has been resolved. The clock continues to tick. Everybody's on the same page at the moment. Brianna Hatch for Utah Valley. Siri Dahl. And Nelson for the runners, trying to play the through ball. Somehow connects. And Amanda Mangelson comes up and starts gobbling it up on the defensive side. Sadie Brockbank thought that she had a teammate or two around. And Bakersfield coming up with a nice little offensive possession in Utah Valley territory. Trying to put this one together for a finish. Swinging towards the box right at Sarah Davis. Sarah Davis might want to make her defensive front line tonight some loco moco or another Hawaiian dish. Say thank you.
Yeah, they have been doing such a solid job at staying strong the whole match with the subs coming in and out, and they are just a brick wall back there.
7 for 20.
Wolverine still not done. Siri Dahl with the swing and a miss, trying to put that one back towards the box. This one sent in towards the box, and a little flick missed. I believe that was Juliana Carter trying to kick that one time in the air. 83rd minute, halfway through.
You can see that both teams kind of going back to what we were talking about UVU, of not sitting back and pressing forward and finishing the game strong. You can still see that with Bakersfield. Even though they are down three, you can see that they are urgently pushing, pressing towards the goal, trying to get a goal so to prevent UVU from getting that clean sheet. They've been doing a very good job at keeping the pressure and not giving in.
Cassidy McCormick. And another substitution, Brindley Nelson checks in for Utah Valley. And she will come in for Haley Atwater. And another throw in for Utah Valley as they take their time. Sadie Brockbank can't quite come up to it. And Carly Nyland checks into the game. A face we haven't seen on the pitch in a long time, and she wears the beloved number of one of your teammates, Sarah Sipperly. Brianna Hatch with the strong header. 85th minute. Brindley Nelson plays it back to Mangelson. Lots of pressure now coming in from Bakersfield all the way back to Sarah Davis in goal. Davis to McCormick.
14-6 to 12.
Marissa Mills. Mangelson taking her time. Utah Valley still with possession. Juliana Carter, now Brianna Hatch. Takatauli can't quite get a boot on it, and that one slips and goes out of play. 86th minute now, halfway over. A couple more substitutions coming in for the runners. Gina Bostrom. El Estes. Nelson will step off, and Sophie Freeman will step up. Some fresh legs with the first touches for the runners. Cassidy McCormick trying to step up. Wide open ball played in towards the corner. Sarah Davis gobbles it up. For a split second from our vantage point, I thought that was going to curl into towards the corner. Last second, Davis came in to snatch it out of the air.
It was a great look by Bakersfield, seeing that open shot, giving their best upper 90 shot, and Sarah Davis again holding her strong presence on that back line.
Amina settles, thought that she settled in towards that defense just enough to get behind defenders. Referee signals the flag is up. And it will be a free kick for Utah Valley as we are in the 88th minute. Cassidy McCormick will do the honors for the Wolverines. Mills on the near side. Lots of speed. Penetrates towards the box. Collision in the box between Brindley Nelson. And Brindley Nelson draws the whistle. Mangelson slips and falls, gets enough on the ball to get it back towards Sarah Davis with assist to Cassidy McCormick. As we approach the final 2 minutes of this match, Utah Valley trying to earn a shutout at home. Bakersfield trying to spoil the shutout and try and get a goal, if not two, within the remaining minutes of this match. Lexi Peterson, the super senior, who some affectionately call the team mom. 2 goals on the evening. Here's an opportunity for Utah Valley. Head full of steam coming in towards the box. There's a side-up shot just wide. Lucy Gomez. Great look by Nyland. We enter the final minutes of play. About 30 seconds left in this match. Utah Valley will sleep comfortably, and they will know that they gave their all. And like we mentioned, Melanie, from our vantage point, from what we've seen, this has been the most complete game from start to finish for Utah Valley that we've seen in a long time.
Most definitely. They started out strong. They've played great soccer, got that early goal from Lexi Peterson, and has finished strong with giving edge shots that missed just by an inch to the very last second of the game. They've overall played very, very well, and it's a well-deserved win.
And Bakersfield will look to continue to find their win as well, now losing 2 in a row. And Utah Valley will improve to winning 2 in a row. Back-to-back wins against Chicago State, now against Bakersfield. Utah Valley will head back to California as they take on the newly crowned members of the Western Athletic Conference in Cal Baptist on Sunday. Tonight again, Utah Valley honors the seniors, and one of those senior stars, Lexi Peterson, had a brace, 2 goals, 2 fantastic strikes, and then the wonder youngster, Sadie Brock, with her fifth.
The WAC was probably relaxing a little bit on UVU, and they're stepping up right at the right time, showing the WAC that they're here to contend for yet another WAC championship.
It's still a tough road to go for both teams as we approach that final home stretch to play for seeding heading into that conference tournament. But 2 back-to-back wins for Utah Valley will give them enough confidence to head into California. For all of our hardworking staff and crew behind the scenes tonight, we thank you for being a part of us, for letting us be a part of your evening tonight. Again, your final score from Orem, Utah, 3-0. Wolverines are on top. For all of our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Crow saying so long and good night from Orem, Utah.